Hi guys, it's Ryan from Moody Prep. College Board just dropped some of their new tests today, so I'm going to be dropping some solution videos to the problems from their new tests. So this is number 22 from Practice Test 7, and it's the second math module, the harder of the second math modules. Alright, so looking at this, so they're giving us a vehicle's rate in meters per second squared, and they want us to find it in miles per minute squared. So this is a unit conversion question, right? And they're never going to expect you to know the unit conversion, so they give it to us, right? 1 mile is 1,609 meters. But we're not converting miles to meters. We're not converting just miles to meters. We're converting meters per second squared to miles per minute squared. So it's going to be a little more complex than just multiplying or dividing by 1609, right? Okay, so how do we approach unit conversion questions? Well, ultimately what we want to do is we want to be multiplying the original value by 1, but in kind of a clever way. So if we look, so they tell us that 1 mile is equal to 1609 meters. So if we put that as a ratio, if 1 mile and 1609 meters are the same thing, then 1 mile divided by 1609 meters should be 1, because the numerator and the denominator are the same. Or we could flip them, it should still be 1, right? 1609 meters over 1 mile also equals 1, right? So we can multiply our 7.3 by 1 without changing it, right? You can multiply any number by 1 without changing that number. So which one do we want to multiply? 1 over 1609 or 1609 over 1? Let's see. So if we try multiplying by 1609 over 1, so ultimately what we're trying to do, right, is get to miles per minute squared. So we want to get rid of meters in the equation, right? And we want to introduce miles to it, right? So if we look at this, if we tried multiplying by 1609 meters over 1 mile, you'll notice we have meters in the numerator twice. What we want to do is we want to be able to cross out meters. So that's not what we're looking for. So what we are looking for is the inverse of that, right? The reciprocal. So we're looking for 1 mile over 1609 meters, right? So either of those is the same as multiplying by 1, right? But this way, with meters in the denominator, we can cancel it out with meters in the numerator. So when we do that, we cancel it out. Now we get 7.3 miles in the numerator and 1609 seconds squared in the denominator. So we're getting closer here, but still it's in terms of seconds squared, not minutes squared, right? So we'll want to do kind of more of the same thing to convert seconds squared to minutes squared. Okay, so how many seconds are in a minute? Well, they didn't give that to us because I think everyone knows that, right? So 60 seconds are in a minute. So we can multiply that by 60 seconds per 1 minute, right? We're doing it so that seconds is in the numerator so that it will cancel with the seconds in the denominator. But since that's seconds squared, really, there are two. It's the equivalent of seconds times seconds, right? So we need to do this twice in order to cancel out with seconds squared, not just once, right? So we multiply by 60 over 1 twice. So then both those seconds in the numerator cancel out with the seconds squared in the denominator. So after doing this, we end up with 7.3 times 60 times 60, and now our numerator is just miles because all the seconds canceled out, right? And in the denominator we have 1609 minutes squared, right? The seconds squared cancel out. We're left with minutes times minutes, which is minutes squared. So now we have the units we want, miles per minute squared. All we have to do is carry out the math. So break out your calculator, multiply 7.3 times 60 times 60, divide by 1609, and you're going to get 16.333 miles per minute squared. If you look at the answer choices, one of them is 16.3. They say rounded to the nearest tenth, so obviously it doesn't have to be exact, so this rounded to the nearest tenth is 16.3, so B is our answer to this one. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Keep checking out for more videos to drop on solutions soon. And if anyone's interested in tutoring, check out moodyprep.com.